Hello, my name's Tom Reeves. I'm from IBM United States Corporate Headquarters, Vice President, and I'd like to speak to you today about research partnerships and how they are changing at IBM. First, let me introduce you to IBM Research. We have 3,000 researchers, PhDs predominantly, in 10 research laboratories around the world, several in the United States, Zurich, Switzerland, Haifa, Israel, Beijing, China, etc. And these researchers do not, as you may expect, focus on strictly computers and software and services. We do research in virtually all disciplines. And so we have medical doctors, we have biochemists, we have inorganic and organic chemists, we have materials experts. Of course, we have semiconductor, nanotechnology experts. We have social networking doctors. And so we do research in many, many different categories. And what I'd like to explain, what's changing is for the last 50 or 60 years, we have done that research as IBM, for IBM, in IBM's labs. And as we look at the Smarter Planet agenda and opportunity that you may have heard IBM speak about, Smarter Planet requires research to move from laboratories out to cities and to countries. If you're going to do research on electrical grid optimization, you need real electrical grids in real cities and countries to do that research. If you're going to do advanced medical records analytical research, you need actual medical records of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of real people. And so we are forming selectively partnerships with some companies as well as countries and their leading cities. And that is the opportunity I see in front of us now between IBM and Romania. I'm very excited about the possibilities. We hope to define a definitive partnership plan over the next 60 days. IBM also generates patented technology as we do the research. IBM generates about 5,000 patents per year. That is more than any other company in the world for the last 18 years straight. And we don't file patents simply to file patents. We file patents to protect valuable intellectual property. And part of these partnership agreements moving forward are, as we work with the leading universities in Romania, we will jointly file patents on the work that we do together, and we'll jointly share in the benefits of those patented technologies over time. So I think this is an exciting time for IBM and for the possibilities of partnership with Romanian cities and universities, and I hope to report back in about 60 days with hopefully more definitive details on the topics, subjects, and approach that we're going to use in this exciting partnership. Let me take a few minutes and give you some examples of the type of research that IBM has done and the type of outcomes generated. One example that you may be very familiar with is LASIK eye surgery, the corrective surgery for human lenses. This was invented and patented by IBM Research. Obviously, IBM does not make a business of it. We then licensed that technology out so that companies could commercialize the technology. We currently have some exciting technologies in the medical field, polymer-based drug delivery, new advanced concept of targeting cancer cells with very selective polymer-based encapsulated drugs. We have filed patents on robotic surgery, which many of our relatives are probably experiencing in the real world for advanced robotic microsurgery. We have photovoltaic technologies to convert sunlight into energy. We don't have one or two, we have many. From solar concentration, where you're concentrating thousands of suns down to a small chip, to simply more efficient solar cells. We have some exciting work on battery technology, which we think will apply to the automotive market in time. So there's a vast array of technologies at IBM. One of our partnerships led to the development of membranes, which are world-breaking improvement in desalination technology. Many countries have very large desalination plants to turn salt water into fresh. A country partnered with us with that agenda, and within 2 years we created advanced, patented new technology which will form the basis for desalination membranes in the future around the world. And so that's an achievement by IBM and our partner, and a great commercialization opportunity for our partner and for the companies involved. Concerning the benefits of a joint research center, a partnership, a collaboration. Of course, IBM has the opportunity to work with leading PhD doctors in leading universities. We get access to the real world, as I said, to work on the Smarter Planet agenda. You know, what does Romania gain out of it? Well, a partnership with the leading research company, international company, in terms of how do we approach research, how do we decide when to stop research or to start a new subject, how and when do we decide to patent, how do you write a valuable patent. All of these things will be benefits to the Romanian partners involved. You also have the situation that as the Romanian schools generate outstanding PhDs, unfortunately today too many of them leave the country for further studies or employment in perhaps the United States. By forming this sort of leadership research organization between IBM and multiple universities in Romania, we believe it is quite likely that this brain drain or this talent drain will reverse, and some of Romania's best and brightest will return to the country to work in the Joint Research Center. So where are we at in the progression of this partnership today? We signed a memorandum of understanding between Târgu and IBM, supported by 3 other cities and supported by the central government of Romania. The memorandum of understanding states our intent to work on this partnership concept over the next 60 days. I hope to be back to report to you in 60 days that we've completed the next phase and have identified the specific research areas and those universities which will be involved in this exciting partnership.